So I've been playing Minecraft for over a decade, but I realized that I've never actually finished the game. I've just been restarting the game over and over, occasionally building a stable for my horses and a small wooden house. But this week I decided that I will finally defeat the Ender Dragon, or get as far as possible before my yearly Minecraft phase runs out. And as with every journey, this one begins with the first hour, or the first week in Minecraft. So actually the hardest thing to come up with was the name for my world. Um, Usually I just give it some stupid name. I've been calling some worlds after seasons or animals. But this time I genuinely could not come up with anything because I didn't want to call it like winter when the point of the world wasn't like winter. Like, why would I call it winter? Yeah, I ended up with a smiley face. That seemed the most logical choice in the end. I was really nervous for the type of world that I would end up in. I was a little lucky. My spawn point was a little silly because I don't know why I was facing the dirt, but I did quickly realize that thank God it's not like snow or desert. Like, we actually have green around us. There's actually animals, like farm animals, like pigs and sheep and cows, and there's lots of wood, and it looked like a really nice place to spawn. I started by climbing the mountain and going up as much as possible because I wanted to see what was actually around me. I thought it was just going to be more green. That's kind of what I was expecting, so I wanted to go up and look for like a flat field so I could properly build something. I didn't have to like do a bunch of landscaping. But then once I got to the mountain, as you can see, obviously it wasn't just green, like there was actual desert. There was a portal in the distance, lots of sand, and like the orange blocks, I forgot what they're called. There was a little village there as well. I'm pretty sure there was even one more village somewhere on the other side. So instead of finding a flat surface for me to build on, I decided to just make this a flat surface and just build on the mountain. That seemed like the most logical thing to do. Then there was a chicken to my left. Hi, chicken. I removed most of the blocks. I didn't get that far because I quickly realized that I did not want to end up in a hole in the ground. Hi, chicken. As soon as the sun went under. So I wanted to make a crafting table first so I could make an actual bed. I did forget how to make a crafting table. I knew I had to do something with wood, but when I placed all of my wood in the little crafting thingy, I didn't get a crafting table, and then I quickly realized that, oh, like I actually have to process the wood into planks first, and then I can make the crafting table. So once I had the crafting table, I thought I would make more wood just in case. And then I wanted to make a bunch of sticks because if there's one thing I remember from Minecraft is it's that I always am in need for sticks. For some reason I always need sticks. And so I made a bunch of sticks and I made a wooden pickaxe, which some people might find really stupid because why would I make a wooden pickaxe when I can make a stone pickaxe? I always start with a wooden tool. So yeah, I started with a fucking wooden pickaxe, but I did start mining for stones as well. I then died for the first time in the game. I'm not even sure what I was trying to do, but I just fell down for some reason, got all of my stuff back, and started looking for animals to eat and sheep to make a bed. I found sheep, had to look it in the eyes for a little before, yeah, ending its life. Yeah, my second victim of the day. day one, and yeah, the sheep's gotta go. But I did find some really pretty flowers as well. And I really wanted flowers for my base. And then I found more flowers. So I was just collecting a bunch of flowers. And I didn't kill any chicken because I think the chicken can be useful for the eggs. I found pigs, started hitting the first pig, and then I realized that it was actually a happy family. And I was, you know, ripping apart this happy little family. So I left, but I found another pig, and that one didn't have family. And so I felt like it was okay to, yeah, I got more wood because I wasn't sure what I needed to make a bed. And so I just started collecting a bunch of materials. I thought to myself, well, I'll probably need wood and I'll probably need more sheep. And then I decided to actually check if I needed more sheep. And then I realized that, oh, I can't even check the recipe. So I guess I just have to kill another sheep, just in case. Because I do not want to end up in a hole under the ground. I started climbing back up the mountain. It was dark at this point, but for some reason, nothing really spawned, so I guess that's a good thing. And then I was able to make a bed. And I put my soft little bed down, and I just immediately went to sleep to avoid any mobs from spawning. And that brought me to day 2. Had to take a little sip of my tea. Cheers, Dollshi. I made a furnace because I was hungry and I always forget to eat in Minecraft. So I made a furnace. I had some meat from the pig and the sheeps. I didn't have any coal yet, so I just used wood. Made a stone pickaxe. And then I went down again to look for coal, so I wouldn't have to use wood for my furnace. And I actually did find a lot of coal. Like, not just in this mine, but in general, I found a lot of coal. So I started collecting a bunch of this stuff to cook my pig and my sheeps. Yeah, it seemed like the entire cave, the entire mountain actually, was just filled with coal. And so I was doing this for a good while, and I didn't seem to run out of coal. And at some point I just decided that I had enough, and I just left. Ate a little pork chop, and I decided to go a little further into the map because I wanted to check for iron, but also that one portal that I saw in the beginning of the video. I really wanted to go there, and because usually there's like a chest, I remember that much. And so I was hoping for some useful materials in the chest, like iron and maybe some bread. I would have been really happy with some bread. So I made my way over there. I also saw a bunch of cute bunnies. I hadn't seen the improved bunnies, so this was adorable. Looked at them for a little, didn't kill them, just looked at them. And I found rails to a mine, and obviously I had to go in and explore it. But I did hear zombies, but I didn't see them because it was a dead end. So I decided to just start, going towards the sound. Yeah, I feel like maybe in hindsight I shouldn't have done that because there was a baby zombie in front of me and I didn't even see it. I just knew that I was taking damage, so I started running and I looked behind me and oh, it was a baby zombie. That wasn't the best because now I was halfway through my health and I didn't have a lot of food on me. I actually didn't have any food on me, so that was not great. So I was making my way to the portal still and hoping that there would be food there. But not before stopping for this cute little guy. I thought he was so adorable. I didn't want to kill him, I just wanted to admire him for a little. He looked so nice. Look at him go. This was adorable. There he goes. Yeah, he didn't really want to look at me, so I just moved on. I got to the portal. I saw another village in the distance. And I checked the chest. I didn't really find any of this stuff useful. They might be useful, but it's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for food and iron. So I just continued. Then I saw a camel. Obviously, I had to admire the camel as well. And then there was a trader. Now, I usually don't interact with the traders. I just attack them to get the lead ropes because I'm always in need for lead ropes. So I tried to get rid of this guy, but I almost got taken out by llamas, which was kind of embarrassing. But I ended up managing to actually get rid of him. And I collected the lead ropes, and I just continued on my way. Because I wanted to go to the little village that was a little further ahead and check if there was any food there, because I was running low on health, and I'm not the most skilled Minecraft player. I rarely play survival. I usually, like I mentioned at the start of the video, I just play creative. I build a house, I build maybe a stable, and then I pretty much reach the end of my yearly Minecraft phase. So when it comes to surviving in Minecraft, like, I'm not the best at it. I'm really not. And right now I was like half health. I only had half a heart left. So I just started exploring the village, and I was really hoping to find like bread or anything like that. But the sun was setting and I also didn't want to die. So I just kicked the villager out of his bed and slept. And then I reached day 3. I just started exploring more houses, really hoping to find a crumb of food, just a crumb, just anything. I found a cat, but I wasn't going to eat a cat. So in the end, I didn't find anything. I didn't find any food. Tried to kill a bunny. As you can see, that did not go well. I wasn't able to hit the bunny. It's actually, looking back, it's pretty embarrassing. But that thing was just slippery, I guess. I just couldn't hit it. So gave up on that. But I remembered that there are fish in this game. And if there's one animal that's easy to kill, it's the fish. And so I did want to try and get some fish. And this was actually surprisingly easy. So I decided to just get all of them, or at least as many as possible. And then I just went back to the village, and I made a crafting table, and then I made a furnace. And obviously I used wood for my furnace because I forgot that I had the coal, that I had the 43 coal in my inventory. So I used the wood to burn, to cook the fish, which was great. I ate the fish, got some health back, luckily, because I was not gonna survive on just half a heart. And I started looking for a spider that I heard the night before, because I really wanted string to make like a fishing rod. So I started looking for the spider and entering a bunch of caves. I couldn't find the spider, even though it was literally hissing in my ear. But I did find some more rails, and I heard zombies. And so obviously I had to go towards the source again. Because I didn't think there would be a baby zombie again. And I thought that I could take on whatever was in here. First thing I saw was the spider, which was great because I really wanted string. But then the spider died and I didn't get any string. So yeah, that was fucking useless. And then there was a skeleton that tried to get my materials. Now, this was a problem because I was low on health and I didn't have any good weapons. And this was me desperately trying to survive this encounter. I just started hitting him, and for some reason it worked. But I was sweating a little. Though my facial expressions might not be a good indicator, because for some reason I'm frowning 24/7. So, yeah, if you see me frowning at something cute in this game, like a little baby pig, I'm sorry, that's just how I look, for some reason. 8 fishies to try and get my health back up a little. It was dark. I had to kick the villager out of his bed again to sleep. But then the game told me that there are monsters nearby. So I had to go back out, which I really didn't want to do. But luckily for me, it was just a creeper. And I don't know if they changed the creepers, but the creepers are really easy to get rid of. And then I reached day 5. I was on my way back home because the village didn't have any food, didn't have any materials. So there was no point in me being in the village, and I just decided to turn back around, swim back home. I did find like a little clay on the ground. I really wanted to get that. I'm not sure what you use it for, but I just knew that like I wanted to collect as many different materials as possible. So I collected the clay, and then I continued my way back home. Then I came across the craziest thing. It was like a cage with a spider in it. I know it's like a spawn point something. I know it spawns creatures, but this one wasn't spawning anything, probably because of the spider webs around it. So, you know, I just let it be. Live and let live is what they say. So I continued climbing the mountain because, yes, for some reason I decided to build my base up a mountain. So I did a lot of climbing. I got a bunch of new recipes that I'm probably not gonna use. And I made it back home without dying. I completely forgot that when I set out, I was actually looking for iron, and this is also the moment where I realized that I left my coal in the village, so I didn't have any coal anymore. So now I needed iron and coal. And so I started doing a little mining. A small amount of mining. There was iron looking at me that I could really easily get, so, you know, I was like, okay, I can do that. And then I did have to process it with wood because, yeah, I forgot my coal. I made chests because my inventory was really full, and I tried to organize the chest a little, but to be fair, if it's just one chest, does it really matter where you put stuff? I don't know. But I did my best anyways. And then I still really wanted to get more iron because I wanted more iron tools. And I only had 2 pieces right now. And I realized that I actually cannot make any useful tools with just 2 pieces of iron, unfortunately. So I wanted to start focusing on collecting iron, but it was getting dark, so I had to sleep first. And that brings us to day 6. There we go, day 6. Now, this is where I started focusing on collecting as much iron as possible. I also wanted to collect coal because I didn't have any coal anymore, but I also didn't have any tools, so I thought I might as well just break it with my hands. It didn't drop anything though, so that was embarrassing, but life goes on. I processed 2 more iron pieces, and then I was finally able to make an iron pickaxe. I don't even like mining, but I feel like I need this in order to finish the game. I need to just mine a lot. So I got more coal because what is life without coal? Lots of coal all around. I found a cute little cave. I was looking at the bat, and then I got jumped by a zombie and a spider. So I tried taking them on, but then I got hit once and I just immediately gave up and I ran back out. Obviously not without taking more damage. Then I thought I could maybe take them on from here and just like hit them and like force them to stay below me. But for some reason, like they have such big reach, they could just reach me from an arm's length away. And so I almost died again. And I just turned around and I just lured the zombie outside, burned him, burned them both. I then went back into the cave because I did really want to get string from the spider. And I actually got 2 pieces of string, so that was great. And more coal. Obviously more coal. Good job, Dollshi. There was a creeper. He didn't seem to be paying attention, but I just tapped him on the head and yeah, it was game over for him. So I then started finding my way back out. Luckily for me, there was literally an entrance right around the corner, and it just led to like the bottom of the mountain that I have my base on. So that was great. And I got distracted by more coal, but unfortunately there was also a skeleton and a creeper. I'm really not worried about the creepers. I feel like they genuinely just nerfed them. That's what I feel like. So the creeper was fine, but then I got to the skeleton, and the skeletons are a really big problem. Their aim is too accurate, and I thought I could troll him a little, and he wouldn't be able to hit me, but yeah, he hit me right in the face. So I turned around and put my tail between my legs and started running, because yeah, I wasn't gonna die to a skeleton. I took it out on a pig, obviously, and I made a bunch of torches to put around my bed. Good job, Dollshi. Yeah. And then I ate something, the pig that I took my anger out on, and I just went to sleep. And that was day 7. Yeah, the title was clickbait, because I didn't spend a week in Minecraft. I only spent 6 days, because I never finished the 7th day. Apparently I can't count.